On September 3rd, 2023, Stephen Riley Jr., a 51-year-old Minot, North Dakota resident, accompanied by his partner Ina Kenoyer and a few friends, went to the Minot Airport. They were there to meet an individual who purportedly was an attorney handling Riley's inheritance, a staggering $30 million from a distant relative. But what began as a hopeful encounter turned ominous when Riley suddenly fell ill. Before we delve into this gripping and tragic story, please take a moment to like and subscribe for more captivating true crime stories. Overwhelmed by dizziness and struggling to walk unassisted, he was rushed home under Kenoyer's insistence, setting off a tragic chain of events that would ultimately reveal a chilling web of greed, manipulation, and betrayal. Stephen Riley Jr. was a man known for his generosity and hard-working nature. Born and raised in North Dakota, he was a fixture in the Minot community. Friends and family described him as kind-hearted, a man who went out of his way to help others. However, his relationship with Ina Kenoyer was fraught with complications and tension. Though their relationship spanned nearly a decade, Riley's friends often observed troubling dynamics. Kenoyer had a tendency to dominate their interactions, frequently undermining Riley's decisions and belittling him in private settings. Several close acquaintances recalled instances where Riley seemed emotionally drained after arguments with her, and some suggested he stayed in the relationship out of a sense of obligation rather than love. Despite these difficulties, Riley occasionally spoke fondly of Kenoyer, perhaps clinging to moments of kindness that punctuated their rocky bond. Yet, as the years wore on, cracks deepened. Riley confided in friends that he felt trapped by Kenoyer's financial reliance on him. Kenoyer, on the other hand, seemed increasingly preoccupied with Riley's financial prospects. Friends noticed her growing fixation on his inheritance, which became a frequent topic of conversation. She often speculated about how the money could be used to elevate their lifestyle, sparking concern among those closest to Riley. In the months leading up to his death, the strain between them became more pronounced. Riley's excitement over the inheritance appeared to revive his dreams of independence, and he began discussing plans to move on from the relationship. These plans, however, never came to fruition, as Kenoyer's growing obsession with the inheritance took a sinister turn. Her manipulative tendencies evolved into something far darker, ultimately culminating in an irreversible act of betrayal. Riley's life took a surprising turn when he received news of an inheritance worth $30 million. Excited by the prospect of financial freedom, Riley reportedly made plans to end his tumultuous relationship with Kenoyer after receiving the windfall. This decision, however, would have devastating consequences. Ina Kenoyer, Riley's partner of nearly a decade, was described as controlling and manipulative by those who knew her. Born in North Dakota, Kenoyer's life was marked by persistent financial instability and a string of tumultuous relationships that often ended acrimoniously. Her early years were characterized by hardships, including estranged familial ties and a pattern of relying on others for financial and emotional support. Kenoyer had a reputation for being shrewd and resourceful in navigating her challenges, though often at the expense of others. Former acquaintances noted a pattern in her behavior. She would ingratiate herself with individuals who could offer stability, only for relationships to sour when her demands or expectations became overwhelming. She was also deeply distrustful and prone to jealousy, traits that exacerbated her control over Riley. Several people close to the couple mentioned instances where Kenoyer monitored Riley's interactions with others, accusing him of dishonesty or withholding information. This possessiveness extended to their finances, with Kenoyer frequently scrutinizing Riley's spending and earning potential, often vocalizing her dissatisfaction. In social settings, Kenoyer was described as charming and engaging, which masked her manipulative tendencies. Those who saw beyond her facade noted her ability to twist situations in her favor, often at the expense of those she claimed to care about. Her fixation on Riley's inheritance was not an isolated incident, but rather part of a broader pattern of leveraging relationships for personal gain. Kenoyer's fascination with wealth and status seemed to stem from her lifelong struggles with poverty. To her, the prospect of Riley's inheritance represented not just financial security, but an escape from the cycle of hardship that had defined her life. However, this fixation ultimately led her down a path of irreversible decisions, revealing a darker and more sinister side of her personality. Kenoyer saw Riley's inheritance as a way to escape her financial troubles, believing she was entitled to a share as his common-law wife. Unbeknownst to her, North Dakota does not recognize common-law marriages, a detail that would later become a pivotal point in the case. On September 3, 2023, Riley's life changed forever. Accompanied by Kenoyer and friends, he met an individual at the Minot Airport who claimed to be an attorney handling his inheritance. Shortly after the meeting began, Riley began exhibiting alarming symptoms: dizziness, nausea, and an inability to walk. While friends urged him to seek medical attention, Kenoyer dismissed their concerns, insisting it was merely heat stroke. She took him home, where his condition worsened over the next 2 days. Friends grew concerned when they were unable to contact Riley or confirm Kenoyer's claims that he had visited a hospital. On September 5th, emergency services were finally called to their residence, where they found Riley unresponsive. However, an unexpected twist arose when a neighbor came forward, claiming to have overheard a heated argument between Riley and Kenoyer the night before his collapse. The neighbor reported sounds of shattering glass and Kenoyer's raised voice, which led investigators to consider whether there had been an earlier attempt to harm Riley or coerce him into silence about the inheritance. Adding to the scandal, it was later alleged that the individual posing as the attorney at the airport meeting may have been connected to the scam surrounding the fraudulent inheritance. However, no direct evidence has confirmed the existence of an accomplice working with Kenoyer, leaving this aspect of the case unresolved. Law enforcement's focus remained on Kenoyer's own actions, and despite thorough questioning, no further arrests were made. Riley was airlifted to a hospital in Bismarck, but tragically, he succumbed to his condition that same day. An autopsy revealed that Riley had died from ethylene glycol poisoning, a toxic substance commonly found in antifreeze. During their investigation, law enforcement uncovered a chilling detail. The sweet tea laced with antifreeze had been prepared in a distinctive mug that Riley seldom used. This led to speculation that Kenoyer deliberately chose it to avoid raising suspicion. Furthermore, investigators found a handwritten note in Kenoyer's possession that outlined hypothetical scenarios of unexpected tragedy and potential legal outcomes, implying a disturbingly calculated mindset. The toxicology report, coupled with these discoveries, left no doubt about the premeditated nature of her actions and led law enforcement to focus their investigation on Kenoyer. The revelation of ethylene glycol poisoning prompted a thorough investigation. Detectives interviewed friends and family who recounted Kenoyer's unsettling comments about poisoning Riley. These comments, combined with inconsistencies in her account of events, painted a damning picture. A search of their home uncovered a Windex bottle containing a green liquid, later confirmed to be antifreeze. In a shocking twist, investigators discovered that Kenoyer had conducted online searches related to ethylene glycol poisoning weeks before the crime. Search history revealed phrases like "how to poison someone without detection" and symptoms of antifreeze ingestion, which highlighted the premeditated nature of her actions. Adding to the chilling details, detectives found receipts showing Kenoyer had purchased antifreeze only days before Riley's collapse, contradicting her initial claim that the bottle was old and unused. The calculated planning was further confirmed when messages on Kenoyer's phone revealed she had discussed the supposed inheritance with an unidentified acquaintance, boasting about the impending windfall. These details solidified the prosecution's case, painting Kenoyer as someone who was willing to go to extreme lengths, driven by greed and desperation, to secure a fortune that never existed. Under police questioning, Kenoyer confessed to lacing Riley's sweet tea with antifreeze on the day of the airport meeting. She revealed that she had planned the act for weeks, carefully monitoring Riley's habits to ensure the poison would go unnoticed. Her motive was greed. She believed Riley's death would entitle her to his inheritance, which she saw as her escape from a life of financial hardship. However, investigators soon uncovered that the inheritance was a scam.
Would not contact me back, personally. That I'm his girlfriend, wife type thing.
Yep.
And he would like to contact you. Is there a way to contact you? You know, through legal means, like inheritance lawyer or something here.
Okay.
But he never, all of a sudden the email disappeared. Like it didn't exist.
The address?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that? Do you remember?
Pretty much when I told him he was in the hospital.
Okay.
The emails wouldn't go through anymore. It was saying it never existed.
Okay. So it was foreign, the uncle's foreign and the money is in a foreign account.
Yeah.
And so how was he going to get the money? What was the plan?
Well, the lawyer guy wanted to give him to get a bank account.
So where?
Originally.
Okay, so he wanted to
so he could just deposit it into his bank account.
Okay.
It couldn't be nobody else's bank account.
Sure.
According to the lawyer.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I can give you a few bucks, you know. I paid to get a birth certificate so he can go get his ID and it's Social Security.
Okay. So he was going to be sending this lawyer all of his personal information.
Yeah.
Riley had been unknowingly ensnared in a fraudulent scheme, believing in a fortune that did not exist. This devastating twist deepened the tragedy of the case, as Kenoyer's premeditated actions were based entirely on a false premise. Kenoyer was arrested on October 30th, 2023, and charged with Class A felony murder.
Please lock up my house.
Yeah, we'll lock up your house for you.
I'll give you the keys.
Yeah, we'll lock your house up for you. Is there anything you need?
Yes. Why me?
So right now.
Huh?
So you get that. So now you do have the right to move. You want us to lock up your house still?
Yes.
Okay, where your keys at? Where your door even lock?
No. You guys busted it open after I offered the key.
When's that?
When the detectives came in.
Okay. So it normally doesn't lock.
Normally it does lock.
But since then it hasn't locked. Cool. Is there anything you need from the house? Purse? Just don't
Never been arrested before like this. I've never done anything. I haven't done anything. Not ever.
We'll let you smoke.
Sorry, but my face, everything is gone.
We just need probable cause to make an arrest. So it's over. Okay. So innocent.
I know I'm innocent.
As the investigation unfolded, the shocking truth about the non-existent fortune came to light. Riley had been ensnared in a sophisticated scam, orchestrated by a group posing as legal representatives for wealthy estates. Emails and documents found on his devices revealed the scammer's intricate ploys, which included forged certificates and staged communications that gave the illusion of legitimacy. Riley's unwavering belief in the inheritance added a layer of heartbreak to the case, as friends and family realized the emotional toll the deception had taken on him. He had planned to use the money not only to leave Kenoyer, but to help loved ones and contribute to his community. In court, prosecutors highlighted how the illusion of wealth drove Kenoyer's actions, as she seized upon the opportunity to claim the imaginary fortune for herself. The false inheritance, a cruel trick by faceless scammers, became the catalyst for a tragedy that claimed Riley's life and left his community reeling from the senseless loss. In May 2024, Kenoyer pleaded guilty to the charge of murder. During her sentencing hearing in October 2024, Riley's family delivered emotional impact statements, highlighting the pain and loss caused by her actions. Stephanie Gonzalez, Riley's sister, captured the family's grief, stating, "You stole more than a human life. You stole a son from his mother and stepfather. How does it feel to have taken so much for absolutely nothing?"
48-year-old Ina Kenoyer was sentenced to 25 years behind bars today. Kenoyer remained emotionless as the family of the man she killed, Stephen Riley, gave victim impact statements.
As so many other families of victims often feel, the punishment should fit the crime, and lucky for you, the partly crashes doesn't serve antifreeze or iced tea. My opinion of you is what you did to my brother is that you ironically are an exact reflection of the home that you kept and lived in. Vile, filthy, disgusting, embarrassing, gross, full of feces and pure trash.
According to court documents, Riley and Kenoyer both believed he would be receiving a $30 million inheritance in the weeks leading up to his death on September 4th of last year. Police say Kenoyer was poisoning Riley's drinks because she thought North Dakota recognized common law marriage, making her the recipient of that money if Riley died. Investigators say they don't believe the inheritance was ever real. The coroner's report shows Riley's cause of death as ethylene glycol poisoning, which is a common ingredient in antifreeze. Kenoyer pleaded guilty to the murder earlier this year, agreeing to the sentence of 50 years, first serving 25 with the other 25 suspended. She chose not to make a statement at her sentencing today. She's also ordered to serve 10 years of supervised probation if and when she is released, and to pay restitution to Riley's family.
Kenoyer was sentenced to 50 years in prison, with 25 years suspended and 10 years of supervised probation upon release. She was also ordered to pay $3,455 in restitution to Riley's family. Riley's death sent shockwaves through the Minot community. Friends and neighbors mourned the loss of a kind and generous man, while his family grappled with the senselessness of his murder. The case also underscored the dangers of online scams, which can have devastating, far-reaching consequences. The tragic events surrounding Riley's death prompted discussions about the importance of verifying information and the destructive power of unchecked greed. Community members called for greater awareness of inheritance scams and emphasized the need for vigilance in identifying manipulative behaviors in relationships. While Kenoyer's guilt is undeniable, questions linger about her state of mind and the extent to which desperation influenced her actions. Could earlier intervention by friends or authorities have prevented this tragedy? What motivated Kenoyer to act so brazenly, even as the inheritance's legitimacy was questioned? Ultimately, the case of Ina Kenoyer is a sobering reminder of how greed and deception can lead to irreversible consequences. In seeking a fortune that never existed, she destroyed the life of the man she once claimed to love and forever altered the lives of those who cherished him. Please click the subscribe button for more true crime stories that reveal the shocking twists and dark truths behind the headlines.